What do the locals do in DeLand, Florida? We all know that a quick Google search will help you find almost anything on a large scale, but when I'm visiting an area, I want to know what the locals are doing. Maybe you're coming up from Orlando and you've got just a few hours and you don't care about some chain restaurant or chain activity that you can get down in the Orlando area. I've lived here in the area for many years and I'm regularly in DeLand with friends and family, and while I haven't personally done each one of these, they're on this list for good reason, and it's not because of their massive marketing budget. After these 7 hidden gems, I'm going to be sharing with you 2 other gems that you have to see that are right outside of DeLand, but I think they are well worth the trip all by themselves, so be sure to stick around for those. Hontoon Island State Park out on the west side of DeLand, just south of Lake Beersford on the St. Johns River, is an often overlooked gem. You'll need to access Hontoon Island either by their free ferry or by a boat. They've got a little visitor center in there with some up-close views of local wildlife as well as a good bit of natural history about the area. They've got a playground for the kids and some neat hiking trails over there, and it's a great place for a cookout. It doesn't cost you anything to get in, and they've got some cabin rentals with running water if you want to spend an overnight and enjoy some old Florida or the bright stars out there. It's free to moor your boat there too, as long as you aren't parking in someone else's rented space. If you don't have a boat and you just want to get out, then you can rent some of their kayaks or canoes, and you can also rent bikes here. If you'd like to rent your own boat and just hang at Hontoon Island, head over to Holly Bluff Marina, which is probably less than a half-mile away as a crow flies. I'll include a link to Hontoon Island in the comment section below. I'm going to also include a link to another YouTube video that the park did with all sorts of details on the park that I think was done very well. Before I get to what is my personal favorite hidden gem here in DeLand that I think is way overlooked, hit that like button as a quick show of support for this channel. I'm Chuck Shaver, and I'm a local realtor here in the area, and if you have questions about the area, or if you have real estate needs anywhere here in Central Florida, either leave a comment in the comment section below or just pick up the phone and give me a call. DeLand is famous for its parachuting. It's big business here, especially for a town as small as DeLand. Now, while I have jumped out of a plane here in DeLand, and it was a memory of a lifetime, one thing my wife and I love to do is to head up to either the perfect spot or the Gin Mill restaurant and have a burger and a cold drink. It's a great place to chill out and take advantage of Florida's great weather while watching these people jump out of the planes, and they do so in large numbers, and it's really cool to see how they just glide back to Earth. You know, you may be thinking that that's boring, just sitting there watching, but it's really not. The downside of this activity is that, well, in my mind at least, it's really weather dependent. But that weather dependency is what also makes it especially great from October through April. Although the Gin Mill is nice, I enjoy the perfect spot so that I can go up on their rooftop platform and get the best view possible. The food and the service here are always fine, but that isn't why I come here. This is perhaps my personal favorite hidden gem in all of DeLand. The next hidden gem here in DeLand is a Stetson Mansion. Now, I hate to admit it, but I've never done this one before. Every time we've tried to go, they've been sold out of tickets. It seems like they sell out quite a bit for their weekend tours early, sometimes several weeks, but weekday tours seem to have more availability. Now, I've heard it said by many friends over the years that I really need to check it out. Just a little while back, my wife was wanting to go for their Christmas program that she's been wanting to do for years. I guess I need to get on and make that happen. I'll include a link in the comment section below so that you can learn more about this little gem here in DeLand. If you're into theater, then the Athens Theater is something you need to check out. It's right downtown, and we've walked to the Athens after dinner. It's a little place with around 450 seats on 2 levels. So it's small enough that you don't have to wait in enormous lines, but it's big enough that the quality of their performances is very good. You can get tickets at the Athens for on the most part, 25 to 40 bucks. Now, the Athens does not have the fanfare or the drive or the traffic of the Bob Carr or the Dr. Phillips down in Orlando, but that's one of the things that makes the Athens so great. While everyone in Central Florida has probably heard of DeLand, what some don't know about our downtown area is that it's very, very nice. Several years back, DeLand's Main Street won the title as the best downtown Main Street in America's Main Street competition. We've got some really nice coffee shops in here. We've got some nice restaurants, bars, and all sorts of shopping. Stetson University is absolutely gorgeous, and it sits up on the north side of the downtown area. Downtown DeLand has all sorts of festivals too. They've got music and art festivals, they've got the Mardi Gras Dog Parade, which is really cool, the Christmas Parade, and there's a whole bunch more that I'm not even going to try to name here. Speaking of downtown DeLand, the Artisan Alley Farmers Market is a great place to check out on a Friday night between like 6 and 9. It's a dog-friendly, growers-only market, and they've got all sorts of produce from local and organic farms. They've got exotic spices, bakery items, plants, honey, arts and crafts, and all sorts of good food. We love the Bake Shop, which is a quaint little place right there on Georgia that we like to eat before the Artisan Market, so that we don't show up there hungry. Plus, Persimmon Hollow, which is a great local brewery, is right there as well. The next one is one that I'm sure I'm going to get some pushback on, and that's the Reptile Discovery Center up off of 92 heading towards Daytona. Now, you may think that you've been to a zoo and you discount a place like this, but it's much more than what you'll think. They breed and they milk various species of venomous snakes from all around the world. You can actually watch them do it, and I don't recall ever being able to do that at any zoo I've ever been to. It's inexpensive, and their demonstrations are something that you just don't get to see every day. Before I get to two really cool bonus gems, if this is the information that you're looking for, hit that subscribe button as well as that little notification bell. That way you'll be notified whenever I post other videos just like this. Now, I know that this is all about DeLand, but if you're here, there are two other things that you gotta see. That is Blue Springs just south of DeLand down in Orange City, and DeLeon Springs just north of DeLand. Yes, the crystal clear blue 72-degree water and the gorgeous live oaks are impressive enough on their own, but the manatees in Blue Springs are definitely worth a look in this area. They flood the warm waters just off of the St. Johns River, primarily in the winter months, and there will be hundreds of them throughout the winter. DeLeon Springs is just as amazing as Blue Springs, but just like the allure wasn't what you'd think in Blue Springs, DeLeon Springs isn't either. It's about the food. Now hang with me here, because I know this is odd. Whenever I have guests in town that appreciate natural beauty and simple good food, we always try to head up to the Old Sugar Mill restaurant for pancakes. It's located right inside DeLeon Springs State Park. They give you the batter and you make your own pancakes here the way you want them. There's actually a griddle right in the middle of the table. There's an admission fee to get into DeLeon Springs Park that you'll have to pay, but it is well worth it. Get here early though, as the lines in here can get really crazy. After breakfast, take a dip in the crystal clear spring water. This park is great for swimming, it's great for cookouts, and all sorts of gatherings. Hey locals, what have I left out? Let me know in the comments section below what I've missed, or if you think one of these is crazy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.